Greetings, everybody. Today we're talking mainly about getting ready to register for fall classes, which you will do yourself in BandWeb, plus some other details that you'll want or need to consider. If you have questions, feel free to write your questions down for later and stop in the advising office or email me. Keep these slides for future reference, and if you have your flowchart, pull it out for reference. Feel free to skip a slide if it does not pertain to you, but there are many useful links and lots of helpful information for planning your next year. The PDF copy of these slides contains activated links you can go to. Registration for fall classes opens Sunday, March 12th for athletes, veterans, and grad students, then for everyone else based on the number of credits they've completed according to the registration priority schedule. Your registration start date and time will be listed in your BandWeb. Plan your class schedule ahead of time so you can be ready to add classes to your fall schedule right at your registration start date and time. This is the best chance to get the sections you prefer. Fall registration will be closed April 2nd to the 4th and reopens 10 p.m. April 4th and remains open until fall classes begin. You will have a lot of time to adjust your schedules later if needed. Registration for summer classes is currently open. Track A classes begin May 8th and Track B classes begin June 26th. This slide has helpful links for registration resources for you to click around on later on. I'll send a PDF copy of these slides with activated links to the group email list. Follow your flowchart as much as possible to avoid having time conflicts with required courses. Robotics engineers need to be especially careful because of classes coming from multiple departments. To identify the classes you'll take in the fall semester, check off courses you've completed and courses you are currently completing on your flowchart. Circle your next set of classes following prerequisite orders. Be sure to schedule CS 1111 and SAT 2711 if you haven't completed one of them or both of them yet. CS 1111 and SAT 2711 are only offered in fall semesters. Due to the prerequisite change, do not postpone either of these classes to fall of 2024. See me for planning help if you need one of these two classes but will be gone on a co-op for fall of 23. This slide is mainly for students going into the second year. If you did not complete CS 1111, take both CS 1111 and SAT 2711 together in fall of 23. If you did not complete Calculus 1 or Calculus 2 this year, try to take it during summer at your community college or through Michigan Tech. That could save you from adding a semester to your graduation plans later on. If you will have Calc 2 completed, consider taking the normal paced linear algebra class in the fall if you're not so strong in math or wish to take the normal pace. Robotics engineers may take multivariable calculus or normal paced linear algebra MA 2320 or accelerated linear algebra and DiffEq after the completion of Calc 2. If you're choosing a general education core or Haas elective, be sure to verify that 1, it's a valid course on the general education list, and 2, it is not yet filled in your degree audit report. If you are scheduling a calculus course, you'll need to choose a lecture and its matching lab section, such as L04 with R04 or L01 with R01. Schedule 2 CRNs or you'll get a registration error. Notice there is only one lab section for SAT 2711, and that is online. The lecture is in person in Fisher 135. To register in CS 1111, choose any lab section with the lecture section R01 to avoid a registration link error. The CRN is the 5-digit course registration number that begins with 8 for fall classes. Each section of a course has a unique CRN. Some courses have a lab section that is required. When scheduling a course that requires a lab, enter both CRNs for the lecture and a lab section, otherwise you'll get a link error. To find if a course requires a lab section, click on the CRN and view course descriptions, restrictions, prerequisites, and co-requisites. The LEC Res Lab Notation in parentheses in the course description indicates hours of lecture, recitation, and lab that go with a course. If you are taking the Accelerated Linear Algebra and Differential Equations, register in both courses using two appropriate CRNs, 81104 and 81107. MA 2321 Accelerated Linear Algebra is taken in the first half of the semester, Track A, 4 days a week, followed by MA 3521 Accelerated Differential Equations taken in the second half of the semester, Track B. Linear algebra is the prerequisite to differential equations. Both sections are at the same time but in different parts of the semester so they do not conflict. Schedule a minimum of 14 credits in the semester you take the accelerated courses to keep full-time financial aid status. This is a safety net in case you need to drop one of these two classes. If you are not so strong in math or wish to take classes at the normal pace, take MA 2320 in the fall, then MA 3520 next spring. Linear algebra and differential equations are critical skills for success in future classes. This is the common approval and waiver form, which is used if instructor permission is required to register in a certain course or if you get a registration error. Print this form from the registrar's office website or use the fillable form on their website. We also have printed copies in the ECE main office, ERC 121, and the advising office, ERC 131. If you decide to join an enterprise, most enterprises require the instructor's permission to register every semester using this form. This waiver form is also used to waive class restrictions, which might be needed if you have a lot of AP or transfer credits. If you need to use a waiver form, complete the form, obtain instructor signature, and then take the signed form to the registrar's office, first floor of the admin building, or scan and email the form to schedule@mtu.edu. If an ECE class you need is full, sign up on the ECE Fall 2023 course waitlist. The link to sign up will be posted on our ECE undergraduate advising page. If a mechanical engineering class is full, go to the ME advising page to sign up on their waitlist. That's very important. Plus, add your name and desired course to the ECE course waitlist so we know about your request. If a class is from a different department, contact the instructor of the course. However, you also might want to stop in my office and review this with me. For general education courses that are full, contact the instructor with this waiver form to request a seat. Some classes can be overfilled, some cannot. Also, watch for a seat to open and look for another section with open seats and rearrange your schedule. Watching often over summer for a seat to open is usually successful. Remember, registration will be open until classes begin. In some cases, you can postpone the full course and switch it with another course from a future semester. Let me know if you cannot get into a needed course for your major, and I or the new advisor will monitor course capacities over summer. Enterprise is joining a team and working on a project for the experience of it. Enterprise project work is not required. Enterprise project work is 1 credit per semester at the sophomore and junior levels and 2 credits per semester at the senior or 4,000 level. Students can practice business and leadership skills as well because Enterprise is like a consulting business, doing engineering and other projects for customers or company sponsors or for a competition. The ECE department runs 4 enterprises: Blue Marble Security, Open Source Hardware, Robotic Systems, and Wireless Communication. You might try out enterprise project work for a semester, or you might wish to complete your engineering design requirements, which can be satisfied with 4 semesters of junior and senior level enterprise. Enterprise semesters are noted along the top of your flowchart for reference. Also, students may be able to join some of the enterprises around campus that are supported by other departments. If they contain a robotics applications project, it's a go. For second year fall, you should register in ENT 2950 using the waiver form for permission. The checklist at the bottom of this slide will be helpful for enterprise registration and includes a link to the Enterprise Registration Guide, which tells you which course number to register for based on the number of semesters left until graduation. All enterprises use the same course numbers, which are based on the number of semesters you have left on campus and are synced with the 4-year plan. If you have 6 semesters left on campus starting in fall, register in ENT 2950 in the section number that pertains to the enterprise you're joining. If you have 4 semesters left starting in the fall, register in ENT 3950. Each enterprise has a unique section number which is found in the schedule of classes. The enterprise advisor, who is the instructor, is the person you contact to have your approval waiver form signed for permission to register. This slide shows an example of where to key in the CRNs to register in your chosen sections of classes. It is best to have all your class sections chosen ahead of time, including any required labs or co-requisites, and then key in your CRNs as soon as registration opens for you. Make sure you don't have any time conflicts. If you get registration errors or time conflicts that you cannot resolve, come into my office the next morning after your registration opened. If you have time to take a class during summer, you can take classes at Michigan Tech or another college near you. Michigan Tech offers some classes on campus and some online. Summer courses are a great way to get caught up if you are behind on the flowchart, get ahead, or lighten up a future semester's credit load. Your next math class or a gen ed course would likely be most advantageous. This slide shows a list of courses that you might consider taking during summer if you have time. You will need to check your college's summer offerings to find a class, then verify that it will transfer to Michigan Tech as something you need. Check the transfer equivalency system for a list of courses evaluated for Michigan Tech credit. If you are taking a class elsewhere in summer that is a prerequisite to a course you need to register in fall, notify transfer@mtu.edu. When the transfer office processes your notice, the summer course will be added to your record as in session or IS so that you can schedule your fall class. Some Michigan colleges will ask you to complete a guest application, which you can find on our registrar's office website. Use the transfer equivalency system to find courses from other colleges that have transferred to MTU in the past. If a course you'd like is not on the list, send the course syllabus or a link to it to transfer@mtu.edu and request a course evaluation. The grade does not transfer and is not included in your GPA, only the credits transfer. A grade of C or higher is required to transfer credits to Michigan Tech. After completing a class elsewhere, you'll need to request that your other college send an official copy of your transcript to MTU, and you'll want to do that before fall classes begin as soon as you complete the course. Now we're talking about classes that you are currently taking and some of the course drop deadlines for spring. If you have a PE class on your schedule, attendance is factored into your grade. You cannot miss more than 3 times. It is too late to drop a Track A course. Track B courses can be dropped until March 15th without a grade on the transcript and until April 7th with a grade of W. After April 7th, Track B course drops are not permitted except in case of extenuating circumstances beyond the student's control. If you are considering dropping a course this semester, it's best to consult with your instructor and myself before making that decision. Meet with your instructor first to discuss progress and strategies to improve. If a student is earning an F grade, it's usually best to drop it, but again, it's best also to consult with the instructor and advisor. It is very important to understand how each of your courses is graded and what your grade is so far. First-year students will review your midterm grades in your My Michigan Tech after February 27th. If you decide to drop a course, and you're a first-year student, use the first-year student permission form, which is available in the advising office and on the registrar's office. Prepare for a registration webpage. Under Forms, give yourself time to meet with and collect signatures a few days in advance of the March 24th drop deadline. The last day to drop a full semester course is Friday of week 10 for a grade of W. A W grade is for withdrawal and does not affect the GPA. No course drops are permitted after 5 p.m. March 24th unless there were extenuating circumstances beyond the student's control. In that case, a student needs to work with the Dean of Students' office and provide documentation of circumstances. If something happens to you, such as an illness or family emergency that causes you to miss 3 or more consecutive days of classes, contact the Dean of Students' office as soon as possible, even if you're not planning to drop a course. To drop a course, if you are not a first-year student, just send an email to the registrar's office at schedule@mtu.edu. Classes may be repeated for a higher grade. The most recent grade is used in your GPA calculation, and the prior grade is no longer factored in. For an example, if you repeat a course that you earned a D grade, but earned an F the second time, it's the F that counts. You cannot go back to the previous grade. So, if you repeat a course, take it very seriously, and do not try to breeze through it since you, quote, already had it. Don't assume you know something from before because it is familiar. Start from scratch. Students are allowed 3 attempts to pass a course. A W grade from a withdrawal does not count as one of these 3 attempts. For a third and final attempt at a course, use the third attempt permission form found on the registrar's office webpage under Forms to seek permission to register for that third attempt. Please note that a D grade is a passing grade. If you earn a D grade, it might be best to repeat that course before moving on to the next. However, that is not required. The ECE Department's ITC Learning Center is located on the first floor of the ERE building in room 123. It is open 24/7 as a quiet and convenient place to study and do homework. Coaches are available Sundays through Mondays from 6 to 8 p.m. and Monday through Thursday afternoons 1 to 4 p.m. Some coaches may use Zoom for remote help if they or you prefer. The best place to get help is with your instructor during their office hours, and the Learning Center will supplement that. Most academic departments have a Learning Center, including math, physics, chemistry, mechanical engineering, computer science, and engineering fundamentals. The Writing Center in Walker 107 can help with writing and communication assignments in any class. Be sure to check out all of these opportunities that you might be interested in. You might add a minor if you have a strong interest in subjects from another department. We talked about joining Enterprise, and here are some helpful links. Co-ops are not required but highly recommended. Same with summer internship jobs, and I encourage you to update your resume over the summer and attend the career fair in September. Keep in mind we have an accelerated master's program as well as master's and PhD programs. Check out the study abroad and study away options. And for help with stress and dealing with life issues that interfere with success in your classes or college life in general, visit our Success Center and or the Center for Mental Health and Well-Being, and or try out the MySSP app, which is connected with our Center for Student Mental Health and Well-Being. Here is a list of the learning centers in all departments. And if you're considering a major change or adding a minor, find the advisor of that program in the list of academic advisors on the registrar's webpage. Meet with that advisor of the program you wish to add or change to. And then to officially request to change your major or add a minor or a double major, submit your curriculum update request via the link in My Michigan Tech Current Students page. Request to change minor, major, or concentration. It is critical to start becoming familiar with your online degree audit report if you aren't familiar already, which you can run anytime in your My Michigan Tech under Current Students Academic Information. Run and review your report before and after registration of your fall classes to verify you've selected courses that count toward your degree. It is critical to start becoming familiar with your online degree audit report, which you can run anytime in your My Michigan Tech under the Current Students tab, Academic Information. Run and review your report before and after registration of your classes to verify you've selected courses that count toward your degree. Open each section and become familiar with how the report is set up. It will make more sense the further into the program you get. It is very important to review your degree audit in July or August before fall classes begin to catch any errors, and also over the winter or Christmas break before spring classes begin. Following the major requirements and technical electives areas, There is a section for meeting your engineering design requirements through either the senior design path, which is 4 credits, or the enterprise path, which is 6 credits, beginning with the junior level enterprise project work. The general education requirements are easy to follow and are listed toward the bottom of the degree audit report. Remember to check the core area and HOS areas for valid course choices, because not all HU or economics or social science or music or psychology classes are on the HOS list. Choose valid courses. Near the bottom of your audit report is an area called Courses Not Used to Complete Degree Requirements, with a big red X. This is where invalid courses or extra courses will be listed, so be sure to review that area. During the registration period beginning March 12th through April 2nd, I will take mostly walk-ins for registration-related questions, course drop advice, and concerns with difficulties. My door is open when no one is meeting, and feel free to wait if there is a line. Try to register in your chosen sections as soon as your registration opens. If you have a registration problem that you cannot solve, please come to my office the next morning for help. I also take emails, but there could be a delay in replies during that time period. For longer range planning of future semesters, minors, co-ops, study abroad, etc., please wait until after April 3rd to come in, either walk in or by appointment. Review these slides as often as needed and use the activated links within. One more thing. Practice reading your degree audit report, opening all sections, and reviewing how you're meeting degree requirements before and after each semester and after each time you change your schedules. The end.